Hello and welcome to the War in the Pacific, where it is the 19th of March, 1942, in the Wirraway versus Encircled play-by-mail campaign. We'll be landing at Tarakan, Western, as part of our pincer movement on Borneo. Some combat in China, I'm sure. Here comes the landings. The initial landings are covered by the light cruisers and destroyers. I'm sure, as you'll see, though, that doesn't end up making much difference, other than the units generally get ashore during the bonus phase, bonus phase with how many casualties. But coastal guns will then wreck the transports. No, again, almost in my experience, no matter what you do. So unless you uh, bombard with battleships and strike with massed aircraft to disrupt all the units, including the coastal guns, which of course the Allies will be able to do later in the war. You see, even with 4 light cruisers covering the coastal guns, start to find the range of the transports. Maybe that's not fair. The transports move into range, and the coastal guns concentrate their fire on them. Allies look like they're going after the tail end Charlie units between Raipur and Nagwater. You may ask why I'm not capping. Well, look at all the sweeps. I think, as we've discussed multiple times before, one of the weaknesses of the game is you really can't cover your advancing troops against sweeps. It just gets long range cap just gets slaughtered. Oh, P40s are up today. It's good news. Oscars on long range cap uh, deal with the less experienced Allied pilots. Heavily outnumbered. Oscar's long range capping from Jesselton provides some cover. Falcons still get through, but miss. plenums. The field AA crew keeps the Benhams at distance, but I'm sure there will be more bombers coming. Fighting the 2nd Tank Regiment. There's no AA fire here, which is interesting. Maybe the field AA company is out of ammo already. Look at how heavy the long range cap is. I have to pull back my submarines from around Pago Pago. This time the Falcons come in without escorts. Okay, so far, though, a relatively low threat environment, the invasions of Borneo have gone well using very limited resources, economy force operation, just one small battalion of Oscars providing cover and some old light cruisers. Again, I really like the light cruisers for this purpose because their armor is just enough to deal with the smaller coastal guns and suffer little to no damage. Okay, so an all just armor assaults on Lanshao does very well. His raw AV was 474 and attack with just the tanks reduced that probably by 60%. So the battle for Lanshao is almost over. Yenin falls. Just running down the defenders from Rumchi. Allies bombard at Nagpur. Depending on the squads lost here, this actually favors us in terms of victory points. But you can see we just aren't going to be able to assault there. Our allies bombard our troops landing at Tarakan. course, for those who, you know, have done this before, when you're talking about Tarakan, you cannot use bombardment task forces. Uh, you just have to, because you then risk damaging the oil. So you can you can use massed air power if you're so inclined to try to disrupt those coastal batteries, but if they're stacked with multiple other units, that requires a lot of effort. So generally, you just have to take the small transport losses and move on. Okay, we'll speed through the end of the turn. We'll just check in, see if anything unusual happened. A lot of ops losses for us. Let's see what they were. So he lost the Warhawk and escort. Should have been really, that's interesting. Only a single Falcon. We lost transports. Okay. So this is all down in the South Pacific. Okay. Not so worrisome then. Let's take a look at what happened to our tank regiment here. So again, a single field AA regiment in combat mode and a single tank regiment. So look at the disruption. Actual losses so far are pretty modest. A tank, a medium tank, and a light tank. Let's check that math. Yep. 2 light tanks and a medium tank. That was from, massed Allied air power available at this point on a single tank regiment in the open. We are 5th Division. We'll move into blocking position. The battered tank regiment will eventually move into that position too. Fifth Division just badly disrupted at this point, but confident it will serve its purpose. Speaking of this tank regiment, probably won't get out of the hex this turn. We'll see. Probably keep the AA unit with it. Make sure the AA unit doesn't move out of the hex. Okay. See, you can see we're in Burma. We're moving on these retreating Chinese and British troops. Would like to just continue to drive them, force them to retreat, force them to retreat, force them to retreat until not destroy them, just drive them into nothingness. Just about ready to cross here as we continue our circling movement. At Quellen. It was interesting. I left that really close, though the brigade would probably have forced the river in movement mode too. And the Lanchao operation, our armor units are in good shape. And the infantry is available. So we should be able to close that out pretty soon. Let's just check in, see if anything's going on in the Aleutians. We did see Glenn picked up, but that looks like an ASW task force in the South Pacific. Let's see what happened to our poor transports. So they were supplying for failure. Maybe I'm mistaken. Let's just check on where our transports are. So Chinas weren't in the South Pacific, sorry. They were trying to get a little bit of supply into our beleaguered troops here at Jaffna. We can't actually get those troops out. Uh, so they will uh, they will eventually be destroyed, and we'll have to rebuild that recon unit and engineer unit of the 56th Division, if I have that right. Okay. Well, that's it for what was the 19th of March turn, and I look forward to our next chance to talk.